me, Shampa. I've scored 644 in NEET UG 2024 examination, and right now I am a first year Medico. In this video, we'll be discussing about chemistry and how you can score the desired marks which you want to in chemistry, that is above 150 or above 160 at least. Now, doesn't matter wherever you are, you're in your standard 11th or standard 12th, you're in your drop year, maybe you are just starting off right now, or maybe you are at your revision with about 6 to 7 months left for the NEET examination. This video is for all the guys out there in order to plan how you can read and proceed with chemistry NCERT, just the organic part in this video. In the upcoming videos, we'll be discussing about inorganic and physical as well. Now, definitely you're going to start off with your class notes. You're going to diligently do the lectures, take down the class notes. But remember one thing, that know how to absorb filtered content. You'll be getting a lot from a lot of teachers, from a lot of books, but know always that you need to stick to your NCERT and only the topics which are mentioned in NCERT or the topics which have been covered in the previous year questions. Take down only those. Know how to filter the content which you are consuming. All right. Then the next point, I'll be discussing about how important NCERT text is with an example. Are you looking at this page which I'm right now showing you? If you can look at it, notice the underlined section. This underlined directly gives you the answer to one repeated previous year question. And if you are practicing your organic chemistry MCQs from a decent MCQ set, then perhaps you know that this question is there almost everywhere. And you need to spend time in order to take out the isomers. But here NCERT gives you this answer directly. So kind of mugging up has to be there because there are certain facts which you need to mug up. So these small few numerical data can be easily consumed. Now let me give you another example. It's from the hydrocarbons chapter. As you can look at this single page, it discusses about anti-Markov-Nikov reactions, right? Now, anti-Markov-Nikov reactions, what are the kind of things which you are getting out of here? You are getting another name of anti-Markov-Nikov reaction. You are getting why this reaction is possible only in the case of HBr and not in the case of other halides. And also you get to know the answer to the question why. It itself covers about 4 to 5 questions from here and there if you like twist and turn it in different ways. Now, have you ever paid more attention to the mechanism? Look more carefully. You're going to get even more questions. You get to know what type of mechanism actually is followed for these kind of reactions. You get to know what is the structure of benzoyl peroxide, and you get to know one entire reaction, right, with its major and minor products mentioned. So all out of like, if you about 8 questions, at least 8 questions you can get from this one page. I mean, NEET is going to have these kind of questions, twisted and turned a bit, but the basic concept is going to be NCERT. And trust me guys, most of the time, it's just NCERT text printed onto your question paper for organic. I've seen it repeatedly, and it's not just, it has been like, there has been recently much stress on NCERT for like the recent 2 to 3 years. It's not even that. Even if you look into organic chemistry questions, which have been there hell before, even those have got direct NCERT printed questions. I hope now the way you look at your NCERT textbook is different than the way you used to previously, provided you previously didn't have such a great insight into it. Now, you would definitely face problems regarding your IUPAC or maybe the isomerism lesson. So practice as many MCQs as you can. And another key point is that focus on your NCERT book for the rules of IUPAC. Definitely the teacher at your coaching institute or wherever you are getting your lessons from is going to give you certain rules written, but stick to those on NCERT. Those are more varied than anything else. Like for example, you would know how to select the branches, that is which branch, which chain to select in order to start your numbering from. You would know how to deal with situations in which there is a ring and the chain in the given compound which you need to get the nomenclature out of. And you can get the entire priority list of the functional groups with the prefix and the suffix naming. There cannot be any possible question out of what is already there in NCERT for organic chemistry. You can also get to know certain basic like fundamental knowledge. For example, like prefixes like iso and neo are considered to be part of the fundamental name, unlike the prefixes like sec and tert, which is mentioned in this bold line. And if you guys are really worried about which MCQ worksheet you must choose, which MCQ set you must choose for practice, here it is, the NCERT book again. Have you ever carefully looked at the different and the wide variety of MCQs which are there in the form of examples? And if you combine these with the exercises and the PYQs, your MCQ set for organic chemistry is done. You have got everything here. They explain the different rules of IUPAC and they give different examples with the IUPAC names. The questions are lying here. If you really want to connect your question paper with the examples of NCERT or the exercises of NCERT, those are just from there. So it's it's very limited. But as I always say, that whatever is there within this limitation has to be crammed rigorously. And it's not just the class 11th IUPAC or isomerism, it's also the class 12th aldehydes, ketones, alcohols, ethers, haloalkanes, amines, everything. The reactions which are given, the types of reactions with the name mentioned, those are all potential MCQ based questions. Those examples and like the examples of reactions which they are giving are directly printed out of NCERT into your question paper, and those are asked as reactions. Maybe the reactant are going to be asked, or maybe they're going to ask you what is the major product, what's the minor product. It's going to be the same things. Maximum of the times they're directly printed, guys, trust me. Now for your short note strategy, write down all the equations. Have you got, like, I used to make one entire copy, and I used to, like, the heading, I put it down like NCERT corner, and write from hydrocarbons to the chapter of amines whatever reactions I had, with short mentionings, like for example, what kind of reaction is it. I would write that down as well, or I would write down the exceptions, like this reaction would not take place in case of this, this and this. So the reactions and the small short notes which also are there in NCERT text. Okay, you don't need to go for any other sources, any other coaching modules for organic chemistry. Don't fool yourself. So I used to write those down together. That is your short notes, and you're done. That is your short notes. That is what you need to look into before the test comes in. Okay, of course, provided that you have not spent, like, wasted your time throughout the journey, you have read. So just before the test, if you look into that short notes, you're done with. That is the reactions and the small notes which you need to follow. That makes up 60% of your questions. Besides that, you're going to have the other part, like the physical properties. Make a different chart for physical properties. So you're going to have the common names list, you're going to have the practicals, and you're going to have the short lines, that is every NCERT line, which is the potential question for organic chemistry. Okay, but if you do the reactions and all of everything, I guess for organic chemistry, as I already said, that does make up 60%. Next, look into the exercises of the chapters, like the organic chemistry of standard 12th. Okay, if you do the exercises, solve each and every conversions and each and every reactions of the exercises of NCERT, you are going to be exposed to even more reactions, new reactions which are not directly mentioned even in the NCERT text. Even questions can come out of there. And can you even imagine the wide variety of portions which you can cover? The examples of NCERT, the exercises of NCERT, the PYQs of NCERT. Okay, you don't have anything left. When I say exercises, it's not just the exercises towards the end of the chapter. It's also those which are mentioned in the chapter, that is the Intext Exercises. Solve everything and you are done with it. So trust me, if you combine this set with your PYQs, like this entire MCQ set is done. If you are doing these 3 to 4 times and you have good memory retention, consider your organic chemistry nailed. You don't need to follow anything else. And even for your schooling, that is even for those who are maybe in your standard 11th or standard 12th, even for your schooling, your organic chemistry textbook of NCERT is all you need. Okay. Now, since I've mentioned so many uses of NCERT, I definitely won't miss out how every sentence is important. So rigorously devote yourself to reading NCERT. Use highlighters, pens, pencils, whatever reading strategy you have, however you want to read. Mark the statements which you tend to forget. Mark the statements which you feel like was hidden somewhere in there and you discovered it all of a sudden and you feel like it's a potential question. So write down A/R, write down MCQ based or write down statement based questions. Like as you read throughout the text, you can feel like, okay, this line, it can be a potential assertion reasoning question. So bracket it down, write down A/R. So in this way, cram your entire NCERT, make your short notes and out of the notes which you are making, and for the notes, know what to consume and what to not. Spend more hours to organic chemistry 30 minutes before your classes. That is, if previously you have done like the class and today also you're sitting for the class, spend 30 minutes to reading, to go through the notes or to go through that topics of the NCERT book which has been done in the class previously, like till the previous day. I'm not saying that just what has been there previously. Take 30 minutes, revise it, go through it all, and then sit for it. Sit for the next lecture. So, and I think organic chemistry has to be read, has to be written a lot, but the writing part has to be a lot, because the more number of times you write down reactions are the number of times you are setting the reactions in your brain, and you'll be able to cram organic chemistry very easily. Do not ever fall short of this habit of writing down reactions, because organic chemistry comes handy only if you are very much fluent with writing reactions. Okay. It's your reactions in a way will be mugged up easily. Like you don't need to sit in order to mug up reactions because that's baseless. But write down reactions, understand the concept of the reaction so many times with small things like the mechanism, the exceptions. You're done with it. All right. So thank you. Hope you like this video, and if you have reached up to this point, and if I could really help you guys out, then kindly click on the like button and subscribe. Thank you.